outstanding on the part of Swanigan. Watkins is a novice.
Buffalo Wild Wings starting lineups today, and two in particular that you want to watch: Dakota Mathias and Lamar Stevens.
Yeah, Mathias is a great outside shooter, 48% from outside, and Lamar Stevens is averaging 18 points a game in his last 5 games.
Penn State has won 4 straight games at home against ranked opponents. Can they do it again here tonight? We'll find out. It's Watkins and Swanigan getting ready to tip it off. And away we go from the Bryce Jordan Center in State College. It's another fun matchup to watch today, how Tony Carr and Carson Edwards go at one another, the two freshmen.
No doubt about it. Last time in this building, the Maryland Terrapins, a ranked team, went down, and Shep Garner gets them off to a pretty good start right away.
Matt Chambers talked about Shep Garner and getting his offense going early. He's coming off a subpar effort 6 days ago against Nebraska. That's the last time the Nittany Lions took the floor. They're rested and ready to go against Purdue tonight.
Penn State forces 15 turnovers per game, #1 in the conference.
Good ball movement. P.J. Thompson off the mark, and Watkins with his first rebound.
He'll get plenty of those in this game. Freak athlete, number 24 in white.
There's Garner again, and he misses from deep. Vince Edwards went over the 1,000-point mark in the win against Michigan State on Saturday for Purdue. Another tough matchup as they go down low to Swanigan, and the first turnover created by Penn State. And they give it right back to Mathias, but he walked with it, and Penn State is going to get the basketball back.
You mentioned Vince Edwards going over 1,000. There's 16 players in the league that way. Collapse on the best player on the floor. 3 white jerseys around him. Nice steal. Patrick Chambers in the shoot-around today. We watched, and they're going to try to double-team him on the catch.
You got to take something away from Purdue, whether it's the three-point shooting, as Tony Carr knifes through, but cannot get the layup. Wow. There goes Carson Edwards the other way. Watkins with his first block.
Block number 70 for Mike.
Lamar Stevens can't hit the runner. Grabs it from Mathias and goes up and in.
1-2-1-1. 3-quarter court trap. They're using this to slow Purdue down so that when they get here, they have less defense to play in the shot clock.
Edwards with a speed advantage over Watkins right now. Good ball fake by Mathias. And he's short on the shot.
Faded away. Anytime you fade away on a jumper, you're going to hit front rim unless you shoot it higher.
Immediately, Penn State coming out of the gates and boxing out Swanigan. He's a non-factor in the first couple of possessions on the offensive glass.
Believe me, that will change.
Josh Reed slides it home. What a drive.
He's the front of the press as well. Quickest guy on the team.
Swanigan threw it away. The defense is alive early for Penn State. Reeves goes again. Wild shot. Swanigan pulls down the rebound. 6-0 run to open up the ball game for Penn State. Edwards can't hit. Rebound Carr.
Right now, this is a schoolyard game. Guys jacking early.
Carr, tough shot, knocks it down over Mathias. Timeout, Matt Painter, and the Boilermakers.
Matt does not like the shot selection, I can tell you that. The 14th ranked team in the nation under the gun early. Guard shoots over Mathias. Beautifully done.
Reserves in there for Purdue. Ryan Klein and Isaac Haas going to try and ignite the offense for the Boilers.
Klein is a 3-point shooter. Haas, obviously, big man, 7'2", 290.
Such a difficult lineup to defend as Haas goes right up with it, and he puts Purdue on the board.
He has been playing great lately. Second leading scorer on the team. He only plays 21 minutes a game. He had 22 against Villanova. Mark that one down. Against the champs.
No doubt about it. Double-double against Rutgers last week. Carr fouled. We'll see who they get, whether it's Thompson or Haas. They'll get Thompson. Matt Painter in his 12th season in West Lafayette. 9 consecutive years with 20-plus wins. You got this program riding very high at the right time.
No doubt about it. He was a terrific player at Purdue as well. He's got an experienced team, but right now their defense is porous.
Pat Chambers in his 6th year at Penn State, arguably his most talented team he's had in State College since he took over the program.
Yeah, he's got the Philly connection going right now. 4 players on the team from Roman Catholic High School. They won 16 last year. He has not been to the NCAA tournament since he's been the head coach here. This group is a group that, as they mature, will probably get there.
They're starting to take on the personality of their head coach, too. Pat Chambers is just a little ball of fire.
It sure is.
His defense plays like it a lot of the time. Matthias blocked by Carr, and Julian Moore able to tap it out to Stevens.
I like the push. I like the push.
Moore follows. It's all Penn State early.
Moore averages 3 a game, so he's almost there already. Chambers told us before the game, when Haas comes in, Moore's coming in. Match the size.
Haas went right up with it and right into Julian Moore.
Oddly enough, Swanigan conspicuously absent from the offense. Haas getting the touches right now. Stevens is going to have to guard Swanigan right now. That is a mismatch. Favor Purdue.
Tony Carr pulls up from the elbow, too strong, and Swanigan with his 2nd rebound.
23 double-doubles on the year, #1 in the country.
Go down low. The big men not on the same page. Good defense sucking into the paint for Penn State. And a costly turnover for the Nittany Lions. Penn State off to an outstanding start at home.
Julian Moore off the bench and into the air. Take that. The miss. The follow. He's happy.
Yeah, okay, you got it. Bob Wenzel, Jeff Levering with you. Hey, Penn State, you could have asked for a better start for these guys today.
Oh, it's fantastic. And the freshmen are doing very, very well for them. These guys have been starters all year long. The Philly pipeline is definitely here. Lamar Stevens played at Roman Catholic High School. He's a freshman. Tony Carr played there as well. And that is Watkins, who is now guarding Haas.
Another great matchup to follow with Watkins on Haas. Here's Vince Edwards, his first shot of the night. He buries a 3 to get Purdue back in it.
Spike Albrecht, number 55 in the game. You may remember his name. Star for Michigan, graduate transfer in the master's program here. Doesn't play a lot, but he's like a coach on the floor.
Such a great influence for this younger Purdue team.
He's been a tutor to Carson Edwards a little bit as well.
Too strong from Julian Moore, not necessarily his shot. Opens the door for the Boilers.
I think Julian got excited on that dunk.
Spike Albrecht with the offensive rebound, the reset. Edwards driving, and he's short with his layup. Might have been thinking about Watkins.
I think that is the case. Watkins has got a block already, number 70 for him on the year. He's a leading freshman shot blocker in all of college basketball.
You understand why. He's got a great wingspan, just super athletic. As Peyton Banks threw it away into the waiting hands of Ryan Klein. Swanigan on the bench after the timeout. Haas, the big man, down low, already with 4 points. Goes down into the paint after being doubled. Tough shot. Edwards out of bounds off of Penn State. Only 9 seconds left on the shot clock. As we take a look at our Motel 6 sixth man of the game, Peyton Banks, the Southern California product, averaging 11 off the bench.
He's a great three-point shooter. He and Garner, the 2 best guys on this team from downtown. He gives them the spark that they need.
Tough game against Nebraska last time these two teams met up. Penn State and Nebraska last week on Tuesday. 6 days off. One to shoot. Klein beats the shot clock. Doesn't make the shot, but Spike Albrecht with another rebound. Edwards off the mark.
This team, Purdue, shoots 41% from three-point range as a team. Right now, they are extremely cold.
Lamar Stevens underneath with the left hand.
Love his game. Love his game. Undersized 4, correct size 3. He's got the mid-range game.
You can see him getting more and more confident. The foul goes on Mike Watkins. We go back to Lamar Stevens.
Drive along the baseline, nobody home. No way that Swanigan's going to get a foul on that play. Wise decision on his part. Lamar Stevens had a great game in their big win against Maryland, had 24 in that game. Last 5 games, 18 per game.
Swanigan knocks down the free throw. Lamar Stevens, again, we talked about just how much his confidence has grown over the last few ball games. He went through a stretch at the beginning of Big Ten play after really playing well in the non-conference, where he just was invisible for a few ball games, but he got his swagger back.
Growing pains, right? Freshman, that happens. You lose to Rutgers by 2 at home, and next night, your next game, you win against Maryland.
Albrecht tipped it out, and Lamar Stevens was right there, and he's going to go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws. It's the Big Ten. There are no breaks in this schedule anymore.
No doubt about it. We're looking at the first team in the league versus the 9th team in the league right now, and the 9th team looks like the first team so far. Conference tournament, and when that happens in Washington, D.C., top 4 teams get a double bye. Bottom 4 teams play on the opening night, and the middle guys get a single bye. Indiana won it last year. Wisconsin won the regular season the year before that. Right now, a little coaching going on between star pupil and head coach.
Pat Chambers never misses an opportunity to coach up these young Nittany Lions, tell you that much.
And they need it. They're going through growing pains, but they're doing a lot of good stuff as well.
Purdue has missed their last 5 shots. Edwards had it altered, and it's going to stay with Purdue.
Purdue has not been able to drive to the basket and make a layup. That's because the Penn State defense is collapsing on all drives. Right here, Tony Carr got a piece of it, number 10. He's a tall point guard with long arms who shoots over most small point guards.
Josh Reeves elevates, nearly got the steal, and he does. Forces a turnover.
Leads the league in steals. Quickness and anticipation by that guy in your screen. He is fun to watch. Take a look at this. He gets his hand. This is a standard pass, and he disrupts it.
It's such quick bounce. Ooh. He comes out of the gates for shoot around, and he doesn't lay the ball in, he dunks it. And that's when he's cold. Lamar Stevens.
How about that?
10-point lead for the Nittany Lions and more pressure in the backcourt.
Very effective so far. They're going to that pressure on all made baskets.
Carson Edwards can't get it. Swanigan trying to tap it out. It hands into Julian Moore, and the Haas beat up on the other side. There's Banks. Couldn't get it. And Isaac Haas, you can see him grimace on the way back down the other side. Edwards from the corner, and Purdue needed that bucket.
Edwards has a short memory, and that's a good thing. He'll play badly for a while, and then he'll light it up. Purdue needs a guy like that.
Yeah, just 3 points in the win against Michigan State. Banks from 3, short. That's not what Pat Chambers needs to see. Those quick possessions. Swanigan down low, got his hand in the air. And a foul. Late call, but Swanigan's going to go to the line. But Penn State still with a 7-point lead at home.
The freshman Square his shoulders, follow through. Nothing but bottom.
Ranked Purdue Boilermakers, and what a start.
Garner immediately 10 seconds into the game knocks it in. Lamar Stevens has got 8 points already on aggressive plays like that. Reeves with the quickness. Carr with the height over the point guard. Freshman doing great work here early for Penn State. You know, there's some other teams in this league that have a lot of freshmen. You know, Penn State's not the only one. Iowa has a bunch. Michigan State has a bunch. And, of course, 3 are starting at Maryland as well.
This league might feature some of the best freshmen in all the country.
They're playing major roles on lots of teams.
Jack Chambers loves the way that his boys are playing this year, and especially coming out of the gates. It's all about sustainability at this point, trying to keep that tempo. Shep Garner, tough shot.
He was hunting that one. He wanted to shoot over P.J. Thompson because of his height advantage.
Edwards drives, blocked away by Lamar Stevens. With Watkins about ready to check back in for the Nittany Lions, replacing Julian Moore.
A little encouragement from Swanigan right there on Carson Edwards, who wants him to keep taking it to the basket, even though he hasn't been productive there in the game so far.
Swanigan from 3, a little strong, and the rebound by Josh Reeves. Already 4 blocks in the ball game by Penn State. Kind of doing a little bit of Purdue to the Boilermakers.
Purdue's not a good shot blocking team. They are a great rebounding team and typically terrific offensively.
And Shep Garner right on the sideline, going to go to Purdue on an ill-advised pass. So we take a look at the freshmen here in the conference. A nice little trio.
Well, there's a bunch of them, but Miles Bridges, of course, the most highly regarded. Tony Carr doing a great job leading scorer for Penn State. And Carson Edwards brings something to Purdue that they don't have, which is a little bit of spunkiness on the perimeter.
Go down low to Haas. Watkins trying to shoulder him up and forces the turnover. Turnover number 6 and a carry by Lamar Stevens.
You don't see that call very much. One of my pet peeves is that it should be called more. If you allow a guy to carry the ball over about 10 feet on a hesitation dribble, most of these guys are impossible to guard.
Stevens heads to the bench.
He's a good one. I like his stoicism when he plays out there, too. Great attitude, all business. Penn State's defense has been outstanding.
Edwards splits, finds an open man. Then they go back down low to Haas. Right up with it over Watkins.
Woo! How about that rebound? You talk about getting a rebound out of your area. That was about 7 feet away from Watkins.
Down low, and it was blocked by Haas. Watkins thought that he was fouled. Thompson now drives and had 3 Nittany Lions all over him. But it's out of bounds off Penn State.
And Jeff, you're right. When you said 3 Nittany Lions all over him, that has happened to Edwards every time he drives the lane. 1 hand low, 3 hands high. Ain't gonna happen.
Not a lot of guys, I don't care who you are, gonna go 1-on-3 and win. P.J. Thompson, the smallest man on the floor. Watkins got a piece of the inbound pass into the hands of Josh Reeves.
Are they alert or what? Fun to watch.
Great pick from P.J. Thompson up ahead.
Hit it.
Does he pay it off? He couldn't, rimmed in and out. Watkins pulls down the board.
I am so impressed with Watkins. He played great against Maryland. He's not ever going to get big numbers other than blocked shots. But, man, he is a force.
6 boards in 8 minutes already. Carr off balance. Short. Watkins. Rebound number 9. And he's going to the line. Wow.
He's 6'9", 250, can run the floor and jump out of the gym. Right here, he gets this rebound, goes straight up, doesn't have to gather himself.
Watkins makes the first free throw. Another guy for Pat Chambers who's still learning this game of basketball. He's still pretty fresh to the game.
Yeah, he's a redshirt, was here last year. Partial qualifier, so he practiced with the team. He's got a long way to go in terms of footwork and shooting and ball handling. But I mean, the important parts of the game for big men, rebounding and block shots, he does those very, very well.
And he's got tremendous heart, and he can't teach that. Edwards going at him, and he altered it, forced a tough shot. Lamar Stevens back on the floor, and the rainbow shot couldn't go. Another offensive board. Banks, deep three. Watkins again. Shep Garner tries his hand. Watkins, what a possession. 3 offensive boards.
The Nittany Lions guards need to get together and take this guy to dinner, man. He is doing work.
Mike Watkins deserves a little bit of a breather. He's got a 7-point lead, and what a sequence he just had. 3 offensive rebounds over the course of about 10 seconds.
He's got 10 boards already. The miss, the board, over Swanigan. Pass it back out. You try it. Go again, get fouled. 10 rebounds.
I think he deserves our Duluth Trading hardest working player already. 3 offensive rebounds on that last possession. Trying to pay it off with a couple of points at the charity stripe, and he did it all over Caleb Swanigan. As you mentioned, he's the 2nd best rebounder in the country.
I'm telling you, he is, Watkins is only scratching the surface of what he's going to be. But for this team, he's perfect. They have other guys that are skill level, outside shooters, that type of stuff. Swanigan taking a little breather here. He will be back, I'll tell you what.
Watkins, after making those 2 free throws, heads to the bench, and a nice ovation and well-deserved. Isaiah Washington on the floor as Penn State goes a little smaller with their lineup. Nazir Bostic, another talented freshman from Roman Catholic High School, broke his hand between their last game at Nebraska and this game tonight as Haas is fouled. So Pat Chambers, a man down. There's Nazir Bostic. Broke his hand in practice on Friday. Another talented kid from Philly.
Also a Roman Catholic high school product. He and Carr and Stevens were all on the same high school team. Bostic does not play a lot, but brings energy when he does get in there. So he's going to be out for a while. Lots of smiles on the Penn State bench right now.
Rightfully so, up by 8 against the 14th ranked Purdue Boilermakers.
It feels like they should be up 20. They have dominated play both ends.
And Purdue just shooting 18%. Very un-Purdue-like.
Indeed, they're the best offensive team in the conference.
Stevens locked up with Vince Edwards. Tough shot. Julian Moore trying to get the offensive board. Bodies on the floor. It's going to go to Purdue on the jump ball.
Give some credit to the smallest guy, P.J. Thompson. He was all over it when Julian Moore put the ball on the ground. Watkins wasn't out long. He's back in again for Julian Moore. They talked about the marquee matchup before this game began, and it was Swanigan, the All-American, against the novice Mike Watkins, and so far, advantage novice.
Swanigan with just 2 points, both coming from the free throw line, and 5 rebounds. 9 straight double-doubles for Swanigan, but he's on the bench.
Watkins is fronting Haas. Now we have to slide behind. Nice closeouts by the Penn State perimeter. Threes are not open.
Tipped out of bounds by Penn State. Only 2 on the shot clock.
I think they need to fix the shot clock. It should be 4.
The officials will get together with the timekeeper.
So Swanigan's going to get some extra time to rest right now on the sideline.
That last possession where Watkins had those 3 offensive rebounds just shocked that they were all over Swanigan.
Yeah, Swanigan's not a great leaper. You know, he's a position player, and he's a great offensive player and a terrific rebounder, but most of his rebounds are under the rim level. You know, he's not one of those guys who's going to explode over people. He's a very intelligent position player, and among the top 3 players in this league, in my estimation.
Maybe the top 3 players in the country, too.
Yeah, I agree.
He's definitely in the conversation for National Player of the Year. Officials adjusting the time clock one more time. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
That's a good bit of officiating right there. When I looked up, it was 4, and it kept going to 2. So that changes everything on this possession.
Another great bit of defense by Penn State. Out of bounds off Purdue. Yet another turnover by the Boilermakers. They're 8th.
How about that defense? I mean, this is a simple pass to the post, and they can't even make it. And the reason is Penn State is so active with their hands on defense.
It's at least the second time we've seen an entry pass altered by a guard.
Exactly. And that does not happen all of the time.
And P.J. Thompson just did it right there, too. But the Boilermakers were out of bounds on the catch. If Penn State catches a break, they will not reset the shot clock.
Brian Klein got a hand on that. Klein has been cold in this game. His thing is three-point shooting. He's not helped so far in the game.
Well, now the officials do reset the shot clock. Tony Carr back in, replacing Shep Garner.
Garner's kind of the elder statesman as a junior on this team. Everybody back next year, so get used to these players if you're a Penn State fan. They'll be playing next year. None of these guys are NBA material right now, so they'll all be back.
Only 3 juniors to go along with it. Peyton Banks, one of them. Julian Moore, and the transfer from UConn, Terrence Samuel. Reeves going down low. Watkins! Great vision from Reeves.
Look at that chase down.
Haas down low over Watkins. That's been the answer for Purdue. First points in the paint for the Boilermakers.
So far, Haas is being the main interior player in this game instead of Swanigan. P.J. Thompson, look at the difference in size in these two guys.
Thompson forcing him to go to his left. Carr, who's nearly a non-factor against Purdue the first time these two teams met. Stevens hits the floater.
He is always on balance.
P.J. Thompson dials up a 3. Purdue needed it.
No doubt about that. P.J. Thompson's calling card is that he's second in the nation in assist to turnover ratio. He values the possession of the ball.
Officials call timeout. P.J. Thompson needs to be checked out by the training staff of Purdue.
This is probably a blood situation on him somewhere. Gene Steratore walking him over.
Cleaned up. P.J. Thompson on the other end, knocking down a big 3.
They need more of that. And Purdue will not hesitate to shoot from 3. It is one of the major parts of their offense. P.J. Thompson, he's a 39% shooter from out there. But I was talking about his assist to turnover ratio. It's great. It's a credit to him. But also, if you have a guy like Swanigan and Haas in there, you're going to get some assists.
Assists in general, Purdue second in the country in assists per game, averaging nearly 19. But you're right, when you got guys like Haas and Swanigan down low, you shoot a high percentage, you can get a ton of assists. Out of bounds on the entry pass as Carr was trying to post up on Thompson. Davis Zengulis is going to check in for Lamar Stevens off the bench.
Tony Carr is a tall point guard with long arms. And part of the game plan, Patrick Chambers told us, was when P.J. Thompson's on him, they're going to try to get him the ball in the post.
Purdue playing a little small ball now with Klein, Thompson, and Albrecht on the floor. Thompson, tough shot. Fade away, no. Haas kept it alive for Edwards. Blocked by Moore. Carr going the other way. Josh Reeves, free throw line pull up. And Haas trying to get Purdue going. 7-point ball game. 4 minutes to go. Klein dishes and a foul and a chance for a three-point play.
Vincent Edwards kept his head up on this play, Jeff, and that's why he's going to get a chance at a three-point play. Easily could have been a miss.
Josh Reeves and Mike Watkins, though, the great connection for Penn State.
Can you jump this high? I don't think so. Different players. The lane is clogged. When you drive in there, you are not going to get things. Pull-up variety shots would be advisable. And right there, Mike Watkins has a couple, but he has also been a demon on the glass. He's got 10 rebounds in this game already. Only one block for Purdue. That's really not one of their strengths, but offense is. Purdue within 4, and it feels like they should be down 15. So give credit to the 14th ranked team in the nation. They're not going away.
No doubt about that. Penn State's going to start hitting some shots, especially from distance. 0 for 7 thus far. They've done a nice job on the defensive end. Got to pay it off on this side, though.
The mid-distance shots have been their strength. Lamar Stevens, Carr shooting over a smaller guard, which is he's trying to do right now.
Garner. Shot clock winding down, and he buries the three. First three of the ball game by one of the program's best. Watkins doing a nice job in the post. Edwards answers on the other end.
How about that? That was a jack. I mean, that was really, and nothing but bottom. Mr. Versatility, Vince Edwards for this team, plays the 4 and the 3.
9 points in the ball game for Vince.
1,000-point scorer. 16 of them in this conference.
Watkins, tough shot over Haas. Reeves trying to rip it away from Ivan Drago, couldn't do it. Klein turned it over, another steal for Penn State. Reeves swatted by Edwards. Wow. Haas goes down in the middle of the lane. Thompson with a 3. And with the net askew, it still finds the bottom.
Purdue is back. Edwards, P.J. Thompson knocking in threes the last 2 possessions. When you've won 22 games on the year, you know how to win, and that guy knows how to win. Jeff Levering, the 14th ranked team in the nation, is back. Vince Edwards blocks it. P.J. Thompson knocks it. Even with a lousy net, he did it anyway. Vince Edwards, 1,000 points. He is so versatile. Rebounds, handles the basketball. Coming into this game, he had 84 assists, only 45 turnovers, and that's for a 3-4 man. Highly unusual.
Great on the defensive end, does a little bit of everything for Matt Painter.
All of this is happening, this return of Purdue to the game with Swanigan, the star player, on the bench.
Carr underneath. Watkins again.
Dunk it, rebound it, and block some shots.
High percentage from Mike Watkins. The defense has been smothering as Watkins swats another one from Haas. Garner, deep 3. Watkins, another offensive rebound. His 5th offensive board, 11th overall.
Quicker to the ball than anybody on the floor. Questionable shot by Garner there.
Lead a little bit more clock before the end of the first half. Carr trying to get rid of it. Into the hands of Edwards. Up ahead. Klein fouled. He's going to go to the line. Mike Watkins again, more blocks from Penn State. Wow.
He's a fun guy to watch. Carr is delivering. That was a beautiful pass. Carr knows how to play the game. And right here, the block looks like it's going to be an easy play. And Haas gets stuck way too far under the basket.
It shows again the development of Watkins. Early on in the season, he would be hanging over the top of Haas there, went straight up and got the block.
Yeah. And for Haas, what he needs to do on a situation like that, Jeff, is he needs to post up high near the hash mark. He was posting up below the hash mark, and when you turn, you're underneath the basket. It's an easy play for Watkins.
Line couple of free throws, another one-point ball game. Don't forget the State Farm halftime report is coming up. Rick Pizzo, Jess Settles, Dion Thomas, they're all standing by.
A lot of scorers in that group.
Rick Pizzo as well. Banks gives it up. Tony Carr under a minute to go. Floater short. Offensive rebound. Put back. Got it. Chance for another.
Love his game. Love his game. He understands what's going on out there. He shoots over people. The first shot was a very good shot. Didn't go in, stayed with it. See how he's so much bigger than P.J. Thompson? He knows who's guarding him. When a smaller guy's guarding him, he tries to do that. When a big guy's guarding him, he takes him off the dribble and dishes. He's done that to Watkins several times in the game.
These two teams met up exactly 1 month ago in West Lafayette. It's a 25-point win for Purdue. Carr, Watkins, and Stevens were all non-factors.
Yeah.
They flipped the script here tonight.
No doubt about it. And that guy that you just saw, Swanigan, was a big-time factor in that game and has not been anything in this game at all.
2 points, 5 rebounds in 11 minutes for Swanigan. Ryan Klein seen a lot of time here in the first half. Albrecht with a three. And the rebound on Vince Edwards trying to box out. And Penn State will have one more possession before the half with 30 seconds to go.
Without Swanigan in the rotation, Vince Edwards is having to play tons and tons of minutes here. And that was a tired foul by Edwards. Push off on an offensive rebound. He's trying to do a lot. He's keeping his team in the game.
A couple of fouls for Edwards. It's 0.7 of a second. The difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Tony Carr's going to lead this one all the way down.
And he's got Spike Albrecht, a small guy, on him. He'll try to get to the lane on him.
Haas trying to help. Carr, deep three. Too strong. And that's how the first half comes to a close. 4-point lead for Penn State. Couldn't be any better for Pat Chambers.
You got to love it if you're a Penn State fan. They came out with big-time energy. They have won 4 straight games against top 25 teams. Most recent this year, Maryland and Minnesota on this floor.
That's the end of the first half here at the Bryce Jordan Center at State College. It's a 4-point lead. State Farm halftime report is coming up. Rick Pizzo, Jess Settles, Dion Thomas headed your way. Watkins slamming it home. Purdue comeback on their mind. Hour time span over the weekend, raising money for pediatric cancer research. We're inside the Bryce Jordan Center here in State College, along with Bob Wenzel, Jeff Levering with you. And Penn State came out of the gates here today, Bob, and they sent a clear message. Don't come in the paint for Purdue.
No doubt about it. They've got a bunch of block shots, and Watkins has been a demon on the boards. And they had a big, sizable lead, but Purdue came back into the game. Watkins at 6'9" and 250. He's been a force at both ends. Dunking at one end, staying after it on the offensive glass at the other. This sequence, he got 3 offensive rebounds over the All-American Caleb Swanigan. He has power and explosiveness. Vincent Edwards came to the rescue. They were down big, and he came back into the game, made some threes, made some 3-point plays, and without him, The Purdue ship would have been sinking, but thanks to him, they are only down 4.
Those two are auto owners game leaders. Vince Edwards with 9 points, a couple of blocks. Mike Watkins was a beast down low with 12 boards, 5 of them on the offensive glass. Caleb Swanigan, 9 straight double-doubles, 23 on the year, 5 boards, 2 points. He only took 1 shot, Coach.
This is extremely interesting situation. Here's your All-American. Here's your guy you've been relying on. Here's your guy who's been extremely consistent. And this is the worst he's played all year. He only played 11 minutes in the first half. They made the run back into it without him. So how does he go here? Very interesting. We'll keep an eye on it.
Purdue made that run with Haas on the floor, and they went a little smaller with their guards with Albrecht in there. We'll see coming out of the gate, Penn State is Lamar Stevens. Misses his first shot. What a follow by Reeves.
Super quick. Steals the ball, attacks, front of the press. This press has slowed down Purdue.
There goes Reeves again with the steal. And slam!
How about that way to start? PJ is down. Looks like his ankle is turned.
Reeves slaps the floor on defense. The trap coming again. Penn State coming out with the same enthusiasm that they had the whole first half.
Watkins trying to front inside.
5 to shoot. Swanigan got to go. Just did beat the shot clock.
Wow. How about that fadeaway? Little determination look on his face.
Matt Painter doesn't like what he sees from P.J. Thompson on the floor. Spike Albrecht getting ready to check in early here in the second half.
He turned his ankle on that steal play.
See if the speed from Penn State and their guards can exploit that. Stevens through the defense! Put it on the poster!
How about 3 dunks to start the second half?
Cutting his way through 3 Purdue defenders. And the bench had to be restrained. Matthias was also scoreless in the first half. And a foul on Watkins.
Well, they are trying to go to Biggie Swanigan. Take a look at him on the left block right here. Here's the steal. That's 2 dunks in a row for Reeves to start the second half. Leads the conference in steals. Quickness, anticipation, toughness, all factors for him.
Reeves with 4 steals in the game as Matthias finally gets himself on the scoreboard.
Albrecht in the game is not a threat to score, at least since he's been in a Purdue uniform. At Michigan, he did do some scoring.
Averages just a couple of points a game, more of a facilitator as a grad senior. Reeves tried to touch pass, beg your pardon, Garner over to Reeves, couldn't get it, so Purdue fortunate as they work on the foot of Thompson, trying to get the feeling back in there after rolling the ankle. Swanigan going down low. He's playing like a man possessed. There he is.
Welcome back, Mr. Swanigan. Penn State did so much right in the first half. The only thing they didn't do was shoot threes. 1 for 10 in the first half. That could be cured readily as well. Spike's going to have a hard time with Carr.
Go down low. Watkins underneath and got too far underneath the hoop. Here's Caleb Swanigan asserting himself here in the second half.
Fade away, beautiful pass right here. Creates space with his shoulders and elbows. Watkins has no chance to block that. You mentioned facilitator when you were talking about Spike Albrecht, and we saw it right there.
Talking about him being a coach on the floor.
I asked him if he wanted to be a coach. He said no.
Swanigan lost his footing. Another turnover for Purdue and a foul on Dakota Mathias on the drive by Stevens. Second personal for Dakota.
Both teams more than normal turnovers in the game. First half 10 for Purdue, 9 for Penn State. And Purdue has added to that immediately in the start of this half.
And Penn State has never trailed in this game. They made the first shot 18 seconds in and never looked back.
Purdue has had some games where they have come back from behind on the road, most notably their win at Maryland. Another good play by Spike Albrecht there. The guy who has to step up for Purdue is Carson Edwards. 1 for 7 in the first half. He's been kind of out of it the last few games, and he has some talent.
Tony Carr's going to head to the bench. More pressure in the backcourt applied by Penn State. Go down low and a foul. Julian Moore got a piece of Caleb Swanigan.
What a change for Swanigan from last half to this half, huh? They are establishing him. I'm sure the talk at halftime was technical in nature and how to get the ball to him.
Mathias, baseline, rimmed in and out. I tell you what, Penn State doing a great job on the glass on Swanigan.
No doubt about it. Spike got in there nicely too, huh?
Mismatch, but Edwards knocks down the three over Josh Reese.
The savior. First half for sure.
Edwards with 12. It's just a one-point ball game.
How about Penn State comes out, 2 dunks, 3 dunks immediately, and Purdue hangs in, and they're only down 1.
Don't even bat an eyelash.
Yep. Used to winning. Got some poise.
Deep three by Gardner, no. Good boxing out. Mathias finds Carson Edwards. Transition 3. And Julian Moore boxes out Swanigan for the rebound.
Nicely done, huh? Julian Moore doesn't get a lot of minutes, but he's got size. The plan was to use him on Haas, but right now I think Watkins is feeling it a little bit, so that's why Julian is in.
Watkins with those 12 boards and 7 points in that first half. 5 to shoot. Garner, tough 3. Buried it over Edwards.
Talk about having the green light, huh? He averages 12 a game. Most experienced player.
Garner's got 8. Four-point ball game. And now 10 to shoot. Great defense here again for Penn State. Seen it all night.
Perimeter guys are helping and recovering.
Albrecht, time winding down. Rainbow note. Rebound by Moore. And Moore, John a little bit with Edwards down the other side of the floor. Defense has been sensational. Shep Gardner lays it up and in.
Albrecht gambled and lost. He went behind. Garner read it beautifully. 5 points for the junior in the last 2 possessions.
Playing great defense on Carson Edwards all night.
They've been sticky, haven't they?
Carson drives. There's a foul. Penn State with a 6-point lead. Lamar Stevens, my goodness, put it on a poster.
The freshman weaves it through. It's the BTN standout play. Congratulations, Lamar. If Northwestern wins tonight, that will be number 21 most in school history.
Having a great year. Is this the year for Northwestern? A lot of people think so, and the way they're playing it should be, as Haas is fouled by Watkins.
Watkins is wondering why. That's his 3rd foul. So Julian Moore, I'm guessing, is going to come back in right away. Now, because Watkins is such an explosive athlete and has done so great, we've talked about how great he's been. I would not trust him with 3 fouls in a game this important either. He needs to be talked to on the side and then get him back in. You can see he's emotionally upset about that foul.
On the floor for about 4 seconds. Haas from the great feed. Still a 4-point game.
Yeah, Swanigan can pass. I mean, we know about that. And he's had plenty of practice at it because he gets doubled so much. But when you have the ball in the middle of the floor, there's no double teams. When the ball is fed in from either wing, much easier to double the post.
This is the Conference Player of the Year nominee, Caleb Swanigan, here in the second half as he pulls down another rebound. Single season rebounding record this year for Caleb Swanigan. Passing with his first board today. There's Klein. Knocks down a 3. Wow. 1-point game.
Dakota Mathias set a great screen. And by the way, Swanigan beat out Joe Barry Carroll for that 353rd rebound in a season.
Back in the mid-70s.
Broke my heart once. I was at Duke and they beat us in the tournament, and Joe Barry Carroll killed us.
Purdue looking for their first lead of the game.
High-low.
Swanigan gives it back to Klein.
Nice patience.
3. And Lamar Stevens skies for the board. Cuts through again. Stevens with the layup in the left hand.
Porter's transition defense there. That painter's not going to be happy with that play. Wow.
Purdue's hanging tough. We don't see any of those guys hanging their heads.
Nice hands by Stevens, huh?
P.J. Thompson couldn't finish off in the layup. Nice feed, though, from Swanigan. Peyton Banks, transition 3. Offensive rebound again for Penn State. Stevens knocking down Haas out of bounds. Going to stay with the Nittany Lions. Emotions on high here at State College.
Watkins is on the bench with 3 fouls and not happy about it. He'll be back. High-low. Swanigan. Haas. Finish. Good game.
Lions basketball team with a 3-point lead over 14th ranked Purdue. Caleb Swanigan, they're looking for the 23 double-doubles on the season. And 9 in a row, 17 of his last 8 ball games to emerge. He's done so here in the second half.
Quicken Loans, amazing performance. Caleb Swanigan, he does it all of the time. Then tonight, not so much. Points and rebounds way below his norm. He's playing much, much better in the second half of this game, and they need him to do that. 17 out of the last 18 games, double-doubles. It's like clockwork.
Missed from 3, another offensive rebound and a foul on that offensive rebound.
I think James Franklin was texting recruits while we showed him there.
Hey. Great football season this year for Penn State.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Isn't that great?
Plenty of upsets. A great Rose Bowl. Unfortunately, USC ended up on top in that one with the late field goal, but what a year. And Penn State, the basketball team, looking for an upset. Lamar Stevens going to the rack, and Haas pulls down the board.
Penn State looks quicker, and they are reacting that way on the offensive glass.
They've got fresh legs. They haven't played since last Tuesday. And Purdue right now in the middle of a bear. Dakota Mathias with a tough floater.
Yeah, that was tough. I thought he was going to take the 3. Penn State has 12 offensive rebounds. That's more than enough in a normal full game. And we got 10 minutes to go.
Purdue not used to losing the rebound margin. Right now trailing. 3 by Stevens. And Mathias and Purdue looking for their first lead still. We go right down to Swanigan. Stevens did a nice job on him. There's Haas. And the lead goes to the Boilermakers.
The double team did not work because Swanigan is such a good passer, and they doubled with 2 big guys, and he made the pass anyway.
Purdue taking advantage down low now with no Watkins on the floor and those 3 fouls. It's up to Julian Moore to try and stop it. There's Tony Carr with a nice drive.
Purdue is no threat to block shots. It's one of the things that they are not great at. And because of that, Penn State understands it. Their guards understand it. And they have no problem driving into the lane.
Stark contrast from last year's team with A.J. Hammons.
Yep.
Carr with the end of the steal. Nice crossover. Couldn't finish. He'll go to the line. Nice ball movement from Swanigan to Haas, the 2 bigs. So great with their communication.
The double comes, but the hands were not up by Julian Moore, and as a result, easy play. Moore is 7'1". Had he had his hands up, things might have been different.
So Carr goes to the line. He's had a great overall game today. 9 points, 4 boards, 5 assists.
I think he's one of the best freshmen in the league. Leads this team in scoring as a freshman.
Super Wednesday has a great set of hoops games for you. First, Michigan takes on Rutgers, followed by the Gophers taking on Maryland. Coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings on BTN and BTN to go. That's all tomorrow.
Minnesota, the most improved team in the country. They will be dancing come March.
What a game they played on Sunday. Swanigan misses the 3. And it looks like we're going to get a foul on Penn State trying to box out on Lamar Stevens.
I think they pushed Haas underneath.
Josh Reeves and Vince Edwards checking in.
Let's take a look underneath the basket right here. Haas is going up for the offensive rebound, and he gets pushed underneath clearly by Stevens. Not a bad play. Take away 2.
For as well as Penn State played in that first half, they could have been up by much more.
1 of 10 from 3. That was the problem.
Deep 3, and it goes into the hands of Peyton Banks. Banks has been cold all night.
He can light it on fire. He and Garner are the 3-point threats out of this group.
Banks 0 for 4 from the perimeter.
He made one here a little bit ago.
Stevens backing down on Matthias, and Matthias charged with a foul. That'll be his 3rd. Matthias very underrated with his defensive skills.
He's not the quickest guy, but he's a very intelligent guy. Studies tendencies of players. Tries to take the best thing away from a guy.
Just a junior, one of the real leaders on this Boilermakers team. Doesn't get a lot of chatter about him, though. Nice move behind the back. Kick to Stevens. Open 3. And he's off the mark. Up ahead, Vince Edwards. 1 on 3. And Stevens with a rebound.
Give it up.
There's Banks. Transition. Still Olfer. And they'll get Shep Garner. Bigger pardon, they'll get Reeves on the foul there. Evidently got Swanigan on the rebound attempt. 16 fouls, certainly something to keep your eye on. One more and you're in the bonus. 8 minutes to go.
Reeves is everywhere. He's one of those guys that sometimes when he's in the game, it feels like he's playing against 6 guys instead of 5.
He's got 4 steals in this ball game, a couple in consecutive possessions to open up the half.
He's an exciting player.
Super athletic.
Very, very fast. Carson Edwards has been absent from the game pretty much, number 3. The freshman guard who's been such a positive influence with this team this year.
1 for 8 from the floor for Carson. 10 to shoot for Purdue. Julian Moore off of his hands. Purdue's going to maintain possession. 7 seconds to shoot for the Boilermakers. Back and forth we go. Got a good one at State College. Resume right now, according to the Palm projection, they'd be a 4 seed.
Well, that sounds accurate to me. Great record. A bad loss to Iowa, and I'm not so sure that's a bad loss. It's an away game by a few points. But the thing that stands out to me about Purdue, obviously they're a terrific team, but they played 2 games of significance that they lost. One was to Villanova, the champs, by 3 at home, and a tight game at Louisville, who's one of the top 6 or 8 teams in the country.
Tough shot buried by Mathias.
Garner did one like that earlier, and now Purdue takes the lead. How about that?
Only the second time they've led in this game, all in the second half. Tony Carr looking to answer.
Zemgulis in the game.
Still no Mike Watkins. Swanigan with nice help on the defensive end. And out of bounds going to Purdue as we take a look again at Mathias with Garner all over him.
Yeah, he's been played tightly right here. And Carr challenges the shot beautifully, and he makes it anyway. Garner made one like that in somebody else's face a few minutes ago at the other end. So we're shooting is a little better in the second half.
Mathias was scoreless in the first half. You saw the reaction from Tony Carr. Just head up into the sky. Nothing I can do but tip my cap.
Well, the other thing that Patrick Chambers could do is he could put Watkins in, which he just did. Watkins has 3 fouls. He's been a demon on the glass in this game.
Carson Edwards. And nearly a turnover, got poked away. No possession arrow change. Vince Edwards in transition from the baseline, knocks down the jumper. 4-point lead now for the Boilermakers.
Intelligent shot by Edwards. Looks like he was going to shoot the 3. Patrick Chambers wants to get his young guys' heads together.
Purdue making a run. They've been here before, these tight games. Top of the Big Ten standings, Purdue, Wisconsin, and Maryland. Purdue holds tiebreakers over both the Badgers and the Terrapins. Northwestern looming right in there, though. That's the top 4. Purdue and Matt Painter looking for their first outright Big Ten title since the 1996 season.
Top 4 teams get a double bye in the tournament. Tournament in Washington, D.C. this year. Next year, Madison Square Garden in New York.
Pull-up jumper from Lamar Stevens, and all of a sudden, Penn State has gone cold.
Difference in the game, offensive efficiency. First half, Purdue 29%. Second half, 55%.
14-4 run right now. Nice ball fake by Thompson, opening up, and Shep Garner got his hand to stop the moving basketball.
And that would have been an open 3 for Dakota.
Watkins, before everything, Watkins and Swanigan got themselves locked together.
That's 4.
And they'll get Stevens rather than Watkins on the backside. Watkins just caught a break.
Good news for him. They were all tangled up in there, which happens a lot when Swanigan is in the game.
Number 50, Caleb Swanigan.
Stevens is more valuable than Watkins in this game because it's a close game and his offense is necessary. He's got 14 in the game.
Swanigan knocks down the first free throw. Swanigan now with just 7 points to go with his 8 rebounds.
One of the strengths of Purdue, among many, is free throw shooting. 81% in Big Ten games. Are you kidding me? That is phenomenal.
2 for 2 for Swanigan there. Biggest lead of the game for the Boilermakers. Never led until about 2 minutes ago.
Swanigan is back.
He was a non-factor in the first half. They go down low. Watkins lays it up and in.
They double team and nobody covered the hoop. Nice play by Penn State.
First field goal for Penn State since just under 10 minutes here in this second half.
T.J. Thompson's going to run things from here in, it looks like.
Mathias drives, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to pick up Reeves with a personal foul. His 3rd.
I think this is the kind of play that Purdue needs more of. Some drives to the basket. And I know Swanigan takes up space in there, and guys aren't used to driving. But when Dakota Mathias can mix in a drive once in a while with his 3, that's going to make them better.
7 blocks in the first half, just 2 here in the second half for Penn State. Sunday night, it's an all-new episode of BTN's original The Journey, Big Ten Basketball 2017. Then our Hoops experts cover the major topics in college basketball on Big Ten basketball and beyond. Sunday night at 9:30 on BTN.
Matthias makes. P.J. Thompson's going to have to do a good job on Carr. In crucial moments, Carr takes control for this team, like right now.
He's got the size and an offensive foul. P.J. Thompson is fired up.
Well, that was almost a technical foul. The official raised his whistle to his mouth, and almost on Tony Carr and almost on Patrick Chambers. You do not need a technical here. Watch Carr, he's going to back his guy in, but PJ's in good position, gets bumped twice. He let the first bump go, called the second one. Nice bit of officiating there.
Little extra effort from P.J. Thompson as well.
Yes, he's a good defender. We know that. But he's got to do something creative like that when he's got a big guy that he's guarding.
Under 5 minutes to play here in State College. Swanigan lost his footing through the ballway, and then he fouls Watkins, and he might have just saved a couple of points.
I think he did. Not a bad foul. Watkins is not a great ball handler, but he had guys in front of him. Could have been an easy two. Careless pass by Swanigan. Right here, pokes it, but that could easily have been Reeves with a dunk at the other end.
Purdue has fouls to give, just their 5th team foul.
Good point.
Great comeback in that first half came with Haas on the floor. Here it is in the second half. It's been Swanigan. Carr, left hand, got the roll.
How about that? Last play, he charges. This play, he says, I'm going to do something different. He's the guy in the crucial moments for them. Made 2 free throws to win a game earlier this year against Nebraska, and he hadn't scored the whole game.
11 points for Carr, 3 in double figures for Penn State. 10 to shoot for Purdue. Go down low to Swanigan. Out to Thompson. 3, got it.
How about that? They doubled and paid for it. Again, Swanigan with the pass. Good time to shoot a 3. There's several times to shoot a 3, but on an inside-outside play, that's how guys practice shooting 3s.
Tony Carr trying to take advantage again of Thompson. Nice spin move underneath and the layup. Savvy move from the freshman.
He's got game, no doubt about it. Intelligent player.
Coming up on 3.5 to play. 5-point lead for Purdue on the road. It's a place where they've struggled. Just 12-10. Matthias knocks down another 3.
Are you kidding me? What a pass from Swanigan. That's 6 points, and he's got the 2 assists on both of those plays. And they were different kind of passes. One was on the same side. This one was cross court.
Purdue 5 out of 10 from beyond the arc here in the second half. Chambers is hot, but Matthias has the answer for Purdue on the road. And a Farm Bureau insurance game reset. Just 1 timeout left for Penn State, and they're a team foul away from putting Purdue at the line.
2 significant things. The possession arrow is in favor of the visitors, and they've only fouled 5 times. How about the passes on Swanigan? For 2 open 3s. 2 possessions in a row. One, a cross-court pass, and the other, a same-side pass. You talk about the All-American giving it up for his team. 6 points and 2 possessions for them right there. Carr's been the man. He can go one-on-one and get to the paint against most people.
Good help from Swanigan. Banks still scoreless in this game. Chet Garner trying to take charge. Nice pass. Swanigan fouled Julian Moore.
Penn State has decided that whoever P.J. Thompson is guarding, that guy is going to try to take him to the paint and make something happen. This is good scouting and good coaching by the Nittany Lions.
8-point ball game right now. Julian Moore at the line. And he hits the first. Both teams shooting very well from the free throw line today. 9 out of 12 for Penn State. With the best team in conference play in Purdue, 10 out of 13. Got a feeling this one's going to come down to how you do at the stripe.
Always.
Watkins going to check back in for Moore.
Moore's doing a good job in his reserve role.
Watkins has not really been a factor in the second half. No rebounds and just 2 points. Got in some foul trouble early. There's Reeves again, all over Thompson. Over and back, forced another turnover.
What a factor. He's got to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year in this conference.
Just harassing.
Touches it. Now, here's the thing. Does he have possession? He does when it goes in the backcourt. That was a tough call.
$15 turnovers for Purdue, right on the number forced by Penn State. Carr drives. Got it over Swanigan. Watkins went for another steal out of bounds. Going to Purdue.
Cross-court passes are dangerous against quickness. The 1-4 play by Patrick Chambers right here. Perimeter defense has been fabulous. Carr on the move, no problem.
Big possession here defensively. Down low to Swanigan, nice give and go. Edwards blocked away, blocked again. What a whistle.
How about the activity in the paint? You gotta love this.
Reeves is all over the place.
He's like the 5th, 6th, and 7th guy out there. Give and go. Looks like he's open. Challenge at the rim by Reeves, and then the foul.
Swanigan's going to go to the line. A couple of shots for him. 4 from 6 from the free throw stripe.
Sometimes free throw shooting doesn't necessarily win you games, but they preserve wins. When you got the lead and you make these things like that. Wow, that was a lot of iron on that one.
He's in double figures now. He's got 10 points and his 8 rebounds. It's a 6-point lead for Purdue on the road. The comeback furiously coming. For him that he can make a comeback at some point, senior. In the Big Ten with 5 teams with 20-plus wins.
ACC has it also. Harris is the 3rd leading scorer for the Spartans.
Tony Carr. Got the roll.
How about this guy?
He has taken over.
Look at his look. Ice in the veins. He's got 17. That is a risky pass there.
A smart move by Matthias to pull it back out, take some more clock off.
PJ better be careful here.
Garner trying to get around the screen. Swanigan. Matthias, 3. Too strong, rebound, and a big one by Carr.
He's made every play.
Carr driving, right hand, got it again. 19 for Tony Carr, and the final timeout of the game used by Penn State.
This guy is a winner. Notice how he protects the ball on a little fadeaway to prevent the block shot. He controls the bounce, he gets where he wants to go, and a little fadeaway so Vince Edwards cannot get a hand on it.
2-point ball game right now. Again, Penn State. 4 minutes of this ball game, and that's when Purdue and Caleb Swanigan woke up.
Vince Edwards kept Purdue in the game in the first half. Swanigan was a non-factor. In the second half, they're just playing their normal game, shooting like 50% from the field. But their passes have been shaky. The perimeter defense of Penn State has been fabulous.
Dakota Mathias with 12 second half points as well. Under a minute to play. Klein passes up the 3. 10 to shoot. Edwards looking for Swanigan down low. Klein. 3 to shoot. Gotta go. And an air ball. Out of bounds. Going to Penn State. Great defense.
There was a lot of reticence on the part of the guys in the black uniforms. Several guys had open shots and declined them. Matt saying, defense right here, this possession. Tony Carr's been the man. Tough assignment for P.J. Thompson.
Fans on their feet. Swanigan with good help. Tony Carr ties it up.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
21 for the freshman from Philly.
Phenomenal. Tony Carr has that ball on a string. He's cut off several times and shoots over the smaller P.J. Thompson. Might be wise to put a taller guy on him in the end game.
14 points in the second half. He's got 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and this is him on display in the second possession.
That, my friend, is outstanding play.
Officials resetting the clock to 18.3 seconds.
Well, the rule on that, just so those who don't know, it's when the ball clears the net, when the ball comes under the net. Tony Carr, that was a beautiful montage of plays that he's made. He's got to have the handle. He's got to understand who's guarding him.
15 seconds to play for Purdue. They do have 2 timeouts. Swanigan, and it was tipped out of bounds by Watkins. He gambled.
And a gamble paid off, because had Swanigan caught that, he was either scoring or going to the line. And keep in mind, the other thing that made Watkins be able to do that, the pressure on the pass. It was a long pass.
Purdue, worth noting that in their 5-game winning streak, they've allowed just 1 team well in the second half. Been a fun ball game.
Yeah, fabulous ball game. And Penn State, you got to give them credit. Now, you know, they're 9th in the league, and they're playing the first team in the league. Klein is going to come off a triple screen here. Penn State should switch it, pressure the ball. Reeves is guarding the ball. He's got the best anticipation. There's Klein.
They go inside. Swanigan lost it. And we're headed to overtime in Happy Valley.
Fitting that the defense takes care of business right here. They came from the blind side to poke it away. They got the ball to Swanigan. He should have just gone on, and I think he lost his sense of the timing on that play. He was looking to pass the ball instead of go to the basket.
Just goes to show in the Big Ten, nothing is given to you. You got to earn everything if you're the 14th best team in the country or not. Take a look at that last play. There was 6.8 left on the clock, and Swanigan is looking for something.
Well, right here, who else but Reeves? He comes from the weak side to double team Swanigan. His guy, Mathias, is open on the weak side, number 31, but not enough time to get the ball there.
Stevens has done a really nice job on Swanigan, bit undersized.
They did a great job. Reeves has been the defensive force in this game. Overtime, you got to figure the home team has the advantage. Purdue, however, is playing much, much better in the second half than they did in the first half.
Mentioned it at the top of the broadcast today that Penn State 4-0 in their last 4 ball games against top 25 teams here at home. And it just, again, Big Ten play this year. This is game number 100 in conference play. 55 have been decided by 6 points or less.
Wow. Tight games everywhere. Tony Carr's been the star of the game for Penn State in the late going. Had he not come up big, they would have lost this game for sure, because Purdue had an 8-point lead, and then he took over the game.
Penn State, last overtime game against Indiana. They each 3 overtimes.
Triples. Yeah, triple overtime.
Well, Penn State, they've got the basketball.
No adjustments by Purdue defensively in terms of who's guarding whom. Haas is in the game.
And nobody really in foul trouble either. Carr. This is the first shot of overtime.
That's his first miss in about 12 minutes.
He leads all scorers at 21 points. Matthias. Haas on the floor as well with the 2 bigs out of bounds, and the officials going to get together, make sure they get it right.
This was a silly play by Matthias. Haas was open. He could have thrown it up to him. Instead, he put it on the ground and threw a bounce pass to a 7-footer.
Turnover number 16 by Purdue.
How will the last miss affect Carr?
Good motion from Penn State's offense, but Gardner off his knee. Purdue with numbers.
Vince Edwards not in the game.
We're going with Klein and Haas off the bench. Great defense by Reeves. Another steal.
Are you kidding me? He just jogged by us. He's exhausted. He's on the right wing right here. He needs a break.
5th steal of the game for Josh Reeves. The 12th by Penn State to go along with their 10 blocks.
Reeves is trying to stay out of the offense right here, preserve his quickness for the other end. See him just give it up.
Stevens drives, went right at Swanigan. Count it.
How about this guy? All over the floor. Might be player of the year defensively in the league. And right here, squares his shoulders to the basket. Strength by Lamar Stevens.
Stevens misses. Still 2-point lead, though, for Penn State. Still no Vince Edwards.
Yeah, that's surprising to me.
Haas working on Watkins. And a foul. I think they'll get Reeves, who is trying to poke the ball away from Haas. And they do. Notable on the other end of the floor, Swanigan picked up the foul on Lamar Stevens. That's his 4th.
Wow. Matt Painter right now is taking a little gamble. Vince Edwards, to me, is the facilitator on this team, but he must feel like he's got something going with Haas in the matchups. I think his thought is that Haas, if he's being guarded by Stevens, is giving away almost a foot.
Reeves now goes to the bench with his 4 fouls and 2 big free throws from Haas, and here comes Edwards.
See, I think this is smart. Edwards is much more a whole player at both ends of the floor. And I like what Patrick Chambers is doing. A lot of times you go offense, defense, substitutions. He's doing it the other way around. He wants Reeves to be in there defensively if he can.
Peyton Banks shut out today. 0 for 6 from the floor, no points. Lamar Stevens has had a great game, and Carr posting up Thompson. Trying to split through a couple. Possession arrow goes to Purdue. Pretty nice job that time by P.J. Thompson.
Well, also credit Vince Edwards, because Vince Edwards, instead of just letting him go in there, look at Vince Edwards helping there, see? And that's what caused him to trip and fall on the ground. Had Vince Edwards not be substituted on that possession, that would not have happened in the game.
Nearing 2.5 minutes to play here in overtime. Swanigan from the elbow. Short, tapped out. Chet Garner controls.
Klein is not helping much in this game. He's a shooter, and he's not been shooting well, but he's handling the basketball out there, not making mistakes, and I think that's why Painter has him in the game. That was almost a double dribble there.
Pull up from Stevens. Friendly roll. Lead back to the Nittany Lions.
Love it. Back and forth. Stevens is going to be an all-conference player during his time here.
Garner nearly came away with a steal. Matthias, there's Klein. Big three at a big time.
Finally for him. He's been in the game, I just said, for three-point shooting. And he's not taking any shots.
2 for 5 in the game from beyond the arc. Lead back to the Boilermakers.
You sense fatigue out here? These guys look tired to me.
These guys have been playing their guts out, Penn State especially. Purdue's had to battle back.
That's a charge.
And a charge. Matthias got his hand in there, and Swanigan showing some emotion.
Swanigan did the right thing. He moved his feet, got in front. Clearly a charge. Let's take a watch. Moves his feet. The shoulder went down. Stevens, when you plant your shoulder lower, watch how his left shoulder goes down. I mean, that's clearly a good play by Swanigan.
And the fourth on Stevens. Reeves with 4 as well. Hawking Thompson. And now on Klein.
Reeves is annoying, man. I would not like to play against that guy.
All arms. Klein pops again. Got it!
Holy cow.
Ryan Klein feeling it. Back-to-back threes.
Carmel, Indiana. If you're from there, you can shoot.
And before the Tony Carr shot, a timeout called by Penn State, and Ryan Klein, all smiles. Send it to our boys in Chicago in just a couple of moments. They're going to check out what's going on at Illinois.
Jeff, thank you. If the viewers are tuning in to see Northwestern and Illinois, they have tipped off in Champaign. Just about a minute and a half in. The Illini up 2-0. Critical game just settles for Northwestern.
This is a must-win for them, but Illinois' defense early is locking them down.
Again, get you to that game as soon as we are done in State College. In the interim, you can see it on BTN to go.
Thanks, fellas. A 4-point lead for the 14th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers on the road. They've had to come back in a big way, Bob. And Penn State, you got to drop some plays to get some points.
Ryan Klein just made 2 threes from practically out of bounds. Hasn't done much in this game. Makes this one near the end of a shot clock. And this one falling out of bounds near his own bench. 6 points in 10 seconds for Ryan Klein. That's what you want from a guy who's a shooter. What a play. And then Caleb Swanigan taking the charge on Lamar Stevens was key also.
Tony Carr going down low. Watkins, 2-point game. And the official's going to look, make sure the clock stopped at the right time. Because Watkins just annihilated the rim.
Carr creating. This time, instead of scoring, dishing.
They're going to put some additional ticks back on the clock. 42.6. Just over half a second elapsed before the clock stopped. That ball went right through the hoop.
Vince Edwards not in the game. Haas in his place. The thing that worries me for Purdue's sake is that Haas can be a shaky ball handler. Vince Edwards smiling, talking to him, trying to help everybody out.
2 timeouts for Purdue as well. Northwestern Illinois, we're coming right up after we're finished here. Reeves all over Thompson again. Go down low. Haas. Good help on the backside. Tips out to Thompson. Wow. And a foul with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Mental lapse right there by Garner. Unbelievable. I don't know how this ball got tipped back out. This was not a good shot by Haas. Air ball almost. Tipped back out. 2 Penn State players hit it. P.J. Thompson going to the line. He's 77%.
2 shots for Thompson. Double bonus.
That's a lot better than a 1-and-1.
Knocks down the first.
Well, key shot here because now it's a 2-possession game if he makes it.
Big free throw from Thompson. 2-possession game.
Carr time. He's got to go. And he's got to go fast.
9 seconds. Carr goes to the rack. Watkins battling, gets the rebound. He's got to go now. It's turned over. Stevens was partially blocked, and that's it in overtime. Purdue staves off Penn State, and they get the win in OT.
What a game. Ryan Klein makes 2 threes to give them breathing room. The 14th ranked team in the nation comes in here and had all they want with Penn State. You got to give Penn State credit, man. They hung in very, very tough. Defense was fantastic.
First time Penn State has lost to a ranked opponent here at home in their last 4 games. That's going to do it from Penn State. Final score in overtime, 74-70. Purdue with the win. Coming up, it's game number 2 of our doubleheader. It's the battle for state pride as Northwestern takes on Illinois. So for Bob Wenzel and the entire crew here in State College, I'm Jeff Levery.